morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anastha Acharya. The top stories first. Preparations for UML General Convention is final stage. 2,175 representatives to elect the 225-member Central Committee of the party. UNGA endorsed proposal to graduate Nepal to middle-income developing country. The country will make structural changes within the next 5 years. President concerned over degrading fiscal discipline directs the officials of the Auditor General to ensure proper utilization of state funds. Europe is the only region with more coronavirus infection. The 27-nation bloc reports 11% rise in infection. And Real Madrid Inter reached knockout stage of Champions League. Both teams advanced with a game to spare. And now the news in detail. The CPN-UML is all set to hold its 10th General Convention in Chitwan starting from today. Organizing a press conference yesterday, the party said that the preparation of the General Convention is in the final stage. UML's Publicity Department Chief Yogesh Bhattrai said that the inaugural session would be held on the banks of the Narayani River where the stage is being set. Bhattrai claimed that as many as 500,000 people would attend the inaugural session. Bhattrai added that a hall is being constructed with a seating arrangement for representatives and volunteers for the closed session, while agreement for lodging and food for them is also made. A total of 2,175 representatives and 103 observers would take part in the event. The representatives have been elected from the party's different committees, sister organization, departments and liaison committees and diaspora. The General Convention will elect a 225-member Central Committee including 15 office bearers and 15 members each in Account and Discipline Commissions. The closed session of the convention will begin from 8:30 a.m. onwards on November 27. The voting process will begin at 12 noon on November 28, for which 100 e-voting machines have been prepared. The General Convention will conclude on November 28. Prime Minister and Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba and top leaders of different political parties are scheduled to address the opening session of the 10th General Convention of UML later today. Likewise, representatives of political parties from India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Cambodia and other countries are also scheduled to attend the inaugural session. Similarly, messages of the best wishes have been received from the Communist Party of China and other political parties from different countries, according to the party's Publicity Department Chief Yogesh Bhattrai. District authorities have decided to halt vehicular movement during the inaugural day of the General Convention in certain areas of Chitwan. However, the operation of vehicles used for essential services would not be obstructed, informed Chitwan's Chief District Officer Asman Tamang. The United Nations General Assembly has endorsed the proposal to graduate Nepal to the status of the middle-income developing nation from the category of less developed country by 2026. The Economic and Social Council of the UN had presented the proposal in the UNGA for its endorsement. The UNGA passed the proposal on Wednesday, confirmed Amrit Bahadur Rai, Chief of the Parliament Mission of Nepal to the UN. On the occasion, Rai pledged on behalf of Nepal to do its best to undertake all required procedures of its structural changes within the next 5 years. According to Rai, the government of Nepal has completed strategic effort for the graduation. This is an opportunity for the country to raise its image on the international forum by creating structures for its economy within the next 5 years, added Rai. Nepal had met the criteria for its graduation in between 2015 and 2018. However, the country's graduation to middle-income country had been affected by the 2015 earthquake and subsequently postponed, citing that its economy was threatened by the disaster. Nepal was incorporated in the list of LDCs in 1971. 16 days of activists against gender-based violence has started from yesterday in Nepal as well. On the first day of the 16-day-long campaign, the Kathmandu metropolitan city organized an interaction program that witnessed the participation of Deputy Mayor Hari Prabha Khargi, Senior Advocate Meera Dhungana, and other distinguished speakers. On the occasion, Senior Advocate Dhungana stressed the need for implementation of laws to reduce all sorts of violence carried out on women, men, and other genders. The activism is being run from November 25 to December 10 every year since 1991. The campaign is being marked in Nepal under the theme Let's Start From Home, Let's End Violence Against Women, while this year's international slogan for the activism is Orange the World, End Violence Against Women Now. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 281 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 820,285. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 801,420 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 11,516 after the virus claimed 3 more lives yesterday. Nepal is currently among top 47 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 48.97 million confirmed cases, followed by India with over 34.54 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 259.99 million people across the world and claimed over 5.19 million lives. President Vidya Devi Bhandari has expressed her concerns over the degrading fiscal discipline among government bodies meant for the citizens' service. A report. Inaugurating a newly constructed building of the Auditor General amid a program on Thursday, the head of the state said the role of the Office of the Auditor General was vital in maintaining and promoting fiscal discipline. She further made it clear that the role of federal, province, and local governments was equally important in implementing and establishing fiscal discipline. The president expressed concerns, stating that the volume of arrears is increasing every year despite measures to downsize it. The president underlining the need of finding a right approach to address the issue. On the occasion, the president also expressed her concern over the nation's ballooning trade deficit and said it is a matter of concern that disproportionate ratio of export and import has led to the skyrocketing trade deficit, and the nation's dependence on agro products has also increased. She was of the opinion that the Office of the Auditor General could contribute to the entrepreneurship development of people for the building of self-sufficient economy. The president further expressed her hope that the Office of the Auditor General would play a leading role in the implementation of fiscal discipline and expressed her happiness over the decision to introduce an IT-enabled audit system, stating that the scope of OAZ jurisdiction had been expanded with the enforcement of federalism. The president urged the office not to leave any stone unturned to fulfill its role to oversee whether the nation's fund has been rightly utilized. The total arrears worth Rs 676 billion of the government bodies have to be cleared according to data submitted by the Auditor General Tankamani Sharma. The figure is increasing every year. And now the news from economic front. The Nepal Rashtra Bank issued a repurchase agreement worth Rs 20 billion yesterday. The repo will mature on December 8. The central bank issued the repo to prevent the shortage of investment capital in the banks and financial system. The central bank issues repo if there is a shortage of liquidity in the banking system. The central bank has been issuing repo continuously for the past few months to address the liquidity crunch in the banking system. The NRB on November 11 had issued repo worth Rs 20 billion. According to the central bank, A, B and C class banks and financial institutions can buy the repo through bidding. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. The World Health Organization said that coronavirus cases jumped by 11% in Europe in the last week, the only region in the world where COVID-19 has continued to increase since mid-October. In this weekly assessment of the pandemic released on Tuesday, the UN Health Agency said cases and health globally have risen by about 6%, with about 3.6 million new infections and 51,000 new deaths reported in the previous week, whose Europe director Dr. Hans Klaus warned that without urgent measures taken soon, the continent could see another 700,000 deaths by the spring. The European region remains in the firm grip of the COVID-19 pandemic, Klaus said, calling for countries to increase vaccination and to take other control measures like masking and social distancing to avoid the last resort of lockdowns. He noted that while more than 1 billion vaccine doses have been administered across both European region, which stretches to Central Asia, the range in vaccination coverage varies from 10% to 80%. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Real Madrid reached the Champions League knockout stage for the 25th successful year with a comfortable win against Sheriff Tiraspol in Moldova. David Alaba opened the scoring with a free kick that deflected beyond goalkeeper Georgios Athanasiadis. Toni Kroos added a second before the break, firing in off the crossbar, while Karim Benzema then made it 3. It means Real Madrid are through with the game, to spare as are Inter Milan, who beat Shakhtar Donetsk earlier. Edin Dzeko scored twice after the break in a 2-0 win for the Italians, who visit Real Madrid in the final group game, with only which teams qualifies as winners still to be determined. Carlo Ancelotti's side, who lost the reverse fixtures against Sheriff, topped the group on 12 points above Inter. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Preparation for UN General Convention in final stage. 2,175 representatives to elect in 225-member Central Committee of the party. UNGA endorses proposal to graduate Nepal to middle-income developing country. The country will make structural changes within the next 5 years. President concerned over degrading fiscal discipline directs the Office of the Auditor General to ensure proper utilization of state funds. Europe is the only region with more coronavirus infection. The 27-nation bloc reports 11% rise in infection. And Real Madrid Inter reached knockout stage of Champions League. Both teams advanced with a game to spare. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.